All right. Good evening, everyone. I am back with another live stream. Sorry, a second. Starting on kind of a late notice. We just started the third quarter. The Clippers are up 56 to 54. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this game or not, as Zubats starts the third quarter off with a slam dunk after the assist from Beverly. I didn't think I was going to be live streaming, and then I decided last second, like, you know what, we'll just do the second half. Why not? Um, so Clippers up by 4 as Jokic is guarded by Zubats. He loses the ball, and Leonard picks it up for the Clippers. And pump fake gets the ball back. A three-pointer on the way is in and out, but Beverly gets the rebound, and he'll put up the floater over Jokic. He doesn't even hit the rim, and Gary Harris with the rebound. Murray with a deep three, no, and Leonard with the rebound. They'll push it up court to Morris, and fast play here to start the third quarter as Beverly will try a three, and that's good. Patrick Beverly with a three-pointer, and it's a 7-point lead for the Clippers. Um, okay, so looks like got everything all situated as Jokic now has it for the Nuggets, and it's a turnover for Denver. Um, yeah, so usually I kind of like to, get set up and everything and start a little bit before the second half starts, but I had to rush a little bit. So now we're all good. Got a couple people in here. Thanks for tuning in. As Leonard will have it up court. Beverly has 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. 6 assists. He's already been active to start this third quarter as Beverly will have it. And they'll trying to get it down low to Zubats. He loses it. Turnover for the Clippers. Murray on the other end will slow it down. Grant for 3, and that is good. A three-pointer for Jeremy Grant, and it is 61 to 57 the score. Just 2 minutes into this third quarter. As Zubats with the ball, they'll swing it over to George. George driving. Down low to Zubats. They lost it again. Another turnover for the Clippers, and Jokic will bring it up for Denver. 4-point game. Jokic down low to Gary Harris, and the layup is good. A 2-point game now. Clippers with the lead. And Leonard will have the ball. Trying to get it over to Morris, and does. Number 31, Marcus Morris with Jokic on him. He'll drive to the rack. Fadeaway is no good, and Jokic securing the rebound. King Harp, Jason with the comment. Appreciate it, man. As Murray with a nice crossover on Beverly. Put him on skates for just a moment. And Jokic will try to get it to Grant, and does. Another three on the way, and he knocks it down. Another three-pointer for Denver, and they take the lead 62 to 61. Doc Rivers will use a timeout early in this third quarter, and the Denver Nuggets with the lead as they will now head to a commercial break. So a nice start here for Denver. Let's see. Making sure everything's all good. Okay. I didn't get to post on my Instagram. I'll have to do that in just a second. Letting people know that we're live. Doc Rivers is an overrated coach, LOL. Why? I don't know what you base a coach off of as being overrated. I think he's been very successful in his career with Boston and the Clippers. But hey, that's what you think. Let's go for it, man. I mean, if you could tell me why he's overrated, Jason, I'd be willing to kind of see your... Yes, but he's never made a Western Conference Finals and chokes games. Okay. I mean, he could make it today, though. I mean, the Clippers have never been a great team. He hasn't had this good of a team, and he's had to deal with teams like the Warriors. But I personally like that he always has his players' backs, even if they're... I mean, I'm sure, like, to the media, he shows that he has their back. I'm sure, like, with Marcus Morris, he talked to him separately about what he did to Luka, but it's, you know, I like that he is in support of his players. We'll see. I mean, if the Clippers lose this game, I'm not going to blame it on Doc Rivers. I would honestly have to blame it on the inefficient shooting from Lou Williams. Montrezl Harrell really hasn't been as much of a beast as he was during the regular season. And Kawhi Leonard's been consistent. You know, Paul George hasn't really been too bad. But I wouldn't necessarily blame it on Doc Rivers. I'm sure he'd take some of the blame, but, I mean, I don't know. But we'll see, as you just said, Jason. So, we're about to return from the commercial break. I have to say, that was an exciting game between the Celtics and the Heat to open up Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Miami Heat took the win. Jimmy Butler coming up big again. Man, this dude, Jimmy Butler, is honestly, I would say, top 3, top 5 playoff performer in the league right now. He constantly shows up, whether it was with Philadelphia or right now, last year with Philadelphia, this year with Miami. He's always showing up, and he's such a talented player. Meanwhile, Leonard will shoot a mid-range, and that is off. And the Nuggets are on an 8-0 run. That is pretty good for Denver. As Jokic will have the ball, they'll swing it over to Murray. And Jokic thought about the mid-range and said he'll go to work on Zubats. He'll swing it back to Murray, back to Jokic, the mid-range, and he knocks it down. A sweet shot that Nikola Jokic has. It's so smooth for a center. You just really appreciate the soft touch from Nikola Jokic. As Leonard will get it down low to Zubats, and the layup is good. Ivica Zubats making it a 1-point game. 8 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. As Murray will get it to Gary Harris. I like the lineup the Nuggets have right now. They've got Jokic and Murray and Harris, with Grant at the 3, Millsap at the 4, and Jokic at the center position. This is a pretty successful lineup for the Nuggets in the past, as George will have it. They'll swing it over to Reggie Jackson, who he had a really solid series in the first against the Mavericks, as George will have it down low, trying to get it to his teammate Kawhi, and Leonard missed the layup as Murray secures the rebound, and here come the Nuggets. Grant in the corner, guarded by George. The Nuggets wearing the white uniforms for tonight's game. The Clippers going with the black jerseys, as Jokic misses the floater, and they'll get it back to Murray. With 8 seconds on the shot clock, Murray trying to get it to Millsap, and another turnover for the Nuggets, as George will bring it up for the Clippers. This is my first game that I've done with these two teams. I could not have, as Jackson will try a 3, and that is no good. I could not do the Mavericks Clippers series, that first round. Me being a Mavericks fan, I'd just be too nervous to, like, in those tense situations, I'd just not talk at all. I couldn't do it. So, you know, this has been a good Game 7. I did not expect this series to go to 7, but here we are. We just gained another viewer. Welcome in. The Clippers the Nuggets have been down 3-1 in both series and have come back to force a Game 7. They beat the Jazz, obviously, as Murray just knocked down another three-pointer. The Nuggets are feeling it from the three-point line. And here comes Jackson. He'll drive. The floater is no good. Hits front iron. A fight for the rebound, and it is hauled in by Jokic. Here comes Murray on the other end. Down low, Jokic. Nice pass to Harris for three. He got it. Gary Harris with a three-pointer. And it's a 7-point Nuggets lead. Not 79. It is 70-63 as Doc Rivers is a little upset with the way his Clippers team is playing right now. And here comes Leonard, the screen from Zubats. I don't think Leonard's made a shot in this third quarter. JaMychal Green pump fakes and knocks down the mid-range. A much-needed basket for the Clippers. And it is 70-65. With 5.5 to go here in the third quarter. This has been a great quarter for Denver. Millsap will try a three. That's good! Paul Millsap from downtown! And it's an 8-point lead for the Nuggets. Wow, I can't believe the Nuggets. They're unconscious from three. Grant has knocked down a couple threes. Gary Harris and Paul Millsap from three this time. Looking like the Atlanta Hawks. Paul Millsap right there. And a huge basket for Denver. 8-point lead, 5:09 to go in quarter number 3, Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinals. The winner will take on the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. I did Game 5 of that one. It was pretty much a blowout. Not really close. The Lakers definitely look like a solid team in the playoffs. As Leonard finally knocks down a shot, it is now 73-67. Clippers are obviously going to need that Game 7 Kawhi in last year's Eastern Conference semis with the Raptors. I think he dropped over 40. I think 41 that game. Jason, I'm, sorry to mention that. I know you're a Kings fan, but I'm sure that hurt being a Simmons fan. As here comes Lou Will, and he is blocked by Millsap, and then Jamal Murray thought we were playing soccer because he just kicked it. Kickball violation. I know that was intentional probably, but, anyways. Lou Williams to inbound it, and they'll get it to Harrell, who's in the corner on the three-point line. He crawls back in, and he gets denied by Jokic. Jokic said, "This is my paint," and he got the rejection on Harrell. Meanwhile, Murray is guarded by Lou Will, trying to get a screen from Jokic, and this time it's successful. Down low, Jokic to Millsap, another three. Got it! Another three-pointer. Paul Millsap, a 9-point lead for Denver. And another kickball violation. Wow. Paul Millsap with another three, and Denver is looking real good. A team that's trying to play the Lakers for a chance to get to the NBA Finals. Jokic has 12 points, 15 rebounds, 9 assists. The ball goes out of bounds as it was tipped there by Millsap, I believe. So 1 assist away from a triple-double for Nikola Jokic. That's unheard of 20 years ago. Lou Will, a three-pointer, and it's in and out. And the shooting struggles for Lou Will continue. I couldn't tell you I was shooting this game, but he has definitely struggled in this series versus the Nuggets. A double team is there on Murray, and Harris was open in the paint, didn't shoot it. Jokic will try a three, no good. And George grabs the rebound. Man, one of these guys has to step up for the Clippers. It's got to be PG or Kawhi or somebody. Lou Will, guarded by Jokic. He drives to the rim. Over to Leonard in the corner. Pump fakes. Back to Green. Lou Will, PG for three. Good. Paul George, a three-pointer. And a huge three for the Clippers, making it a 6-point game with under 3 minutes to go. We have a commercial break. And they will return shortly. Gotta get this post up on my Instagram. If you guys are not following, the link is in the description to my Instagram and my Twitter. My sports Instagrams and sports Twitters, not the personal ones. Yeah, let me get... 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright. Okay, I'm just making sure this gets up on my Instagram real quick. Okay, all good, sweet. Okay, I gotta get some stuff figured out on the Instagram side of things. Then we should be good to go. Okay. Alright. Okay. Just gained a new viewer. Welcome in. Welcome in. So we got a really good game right now between the Nuggets and the Clippers, man. This is an exciting Game 7 for sure. We'll see how this thing turns out. Nikola Jokic making plays happen in every aspect. We'll take a quick look at the box score real quick. So the leading scorer for Denver is Murray with 28 points. Jokic with 12. Gary Harris with 12. Grant with 10. And for the Clippers, just the 14 points for Kawhi Leonard. He's shooting 6 of 16. Paul George with 10 points. He's shooting 4 of 10. So those two guys have definitely been struggling as Jokic gets it to Grant and he slams it home. The dunk there for Jeremy Grant makes it an 8-point Denver lead. Lou Will shooting 2 of 8. Yeah, like I mentioned, his shooting struggles are continuing. And a foul is called. And yeah, that's really rough there for the Clippers, who've just failed to really get anything going. And yeah, a really, really poor shooting night. So Nikola Jokic, he just got his triple-double we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet. As Leonard will swing it over to Green. A 3 is no good. And that is a rebound there for Jokic. Add that to the stat sheet. Just gained another viewer. Welcome on in. As Harris is denied by Leonard. They get the ball back. And Grant lost it. Ball is in the backcourt. And it goes out of bounds. We'll see who the ball goes to here. I think they're saying Clipper ball. They're saying it was last touched by Grant. He kind of tripped Montrezl Harrell. I'm not sure if was intentional or not, but either way, Harrell hit the floor and he wanted a foul. You know, with no game volume, it's kind of hard to tell like what's going on as far as foul calls and whatnot. You just kind of have to see with your own eyes. And if I'm looking at my phone, I wouldn't be able to see. So here is Lou Will getting a double screen from Harrell and George. George drives over to Green, back to Lou Will. In the corner to Leonard, and that three is no good, but JaMychal Green on the offensive glass, and he puts in the layup. A nice play there from JaMychal Green. It just seems like the Clippers are kind of scared to take a shot right now. They're passing the ball around a lot, and it's not working. It really is not working at all there. And the ball goes down low, and a foul is called. I'm not sure exactly who it was called on. But Murray's on the bench. Millsap will join him. With 1:19 to go in the third quarter. Going to be doing the rest of this game. Of this game 7 here as Jokic will swing it over to Harris. He pump faked the 3. Get it back to Jokic. He'll try a three-pointer with 2 seconds on the shot clock. And he missed it there. Here is Williams. The screen from Green. Drives on Porter Jr. And the tough layup is no good. The Clippers cannot buy a shot right now. And it is still a 6-point game. With under a minute to go in the third quarter. Here is Craig. Down low to Jokic. 5 on the shot clock. Craig with the nice backdoor, and the layup is good. Torrey Craig making it 80-72 with 30 seconds to go. Harrell to Williams. Harrell down low, and the contest from Jokic was there, but they called a foul. I don't think that was a foul call on Jokic, but either way, they say it is a foul. Jokic doesn't like it. I don't like it. I know there's a little bit of contact, so I'm going to look at the replay right now. Yeah, okay. I mean, he did kind of put Harrell off balance a little bit, so I guess you could say that is a foul. So Montrezl Harrell will head to the line with 19 seconds to go. Either way, it's a good foul. Make him earn it. Just gained another viewer. Welcome in. Harrell knocks down the first one, and it's a 7-point game. Jokic will head to the bench, and the Nuggets will kind of switch things up here. Craig will head to the bench as well, I believe. Can't see who's in right now for Denver. Murray checks back in, and Kawhi Leonard will head to the bench. Jokic with 12 points, 19 rebounds, 11 assists, but he does have 4 fouls, so he's got to be careful in the fourth quarter. As Harrell knocks down the second, it's a 6-point game, and Murray will have to inbound it here. They get it to Plumlee, and they'll get it back with 12 seconds to go. Sorry, I think that's Craig in right now. He's got the ball, and with 2 seconds, he spin moves, fade away. It's good, and it rattles in at the buzzer. What a tough shot there. And Mike Malone's having a conversation with the ref. The basket does count. So we head to the fourth quarter, and it is 82-74 Nuggets. We got a commercial break. Wow, this is an entertaining third quarter, to say the least. And really been an exciting game compared to the last one with the Lakers and the Rockets. It's really was a blowout. It was a pretty quick third quarter as well. This will be definitely a short stream for sure. Do you think it is possible the Clippers fire Doc Rivers if they lose this Game 7? I don't see it. I mean, I don't think that'll happen. I know people have been talking about it. I know Mike D'Antoni, he left the Rockets after that loss. I just don't see it happening. Doc Rivers is too good of a coach for him to get fired. Who's going to replace him? Ty Lue, Sam Cassell? I don't think any of those guys, I don't think there's a single coach out there that can do a better job than Doc Rivers. I don't know. You guys like the cup, by the way? Got a Minions cup. LMAO, imagine the Clippers not making it. Sad. Thank you, Kanai, for coming in to the live stream. That would be sad, honestly. I mean, that you're talking about probably one of the best teams in NBA history to not make the NBA Finals. Not saying they're the best. I'm not saying it's the best team ever. I'm saying the best team to not make an NBA Finals. The Clippers would definitely have to be up there. I mean, you're looking at a team with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Lou Williams, Reggie Jackson, Patrick Beverley, Montrezl Harrell, JaMychal Green, Zubats. I mean, this team is so loaded with talent. Facts, Doc Rivers is a great coach. Yeah, I agree. He's a great coach. I don't see how the Clippers let him go. I don't see it happening. But I don't know. People love to overreact and whatnot. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time. I mean, I think the Clippers players would be so mad and so upset with themselves if they felt like they would probably take the blame themselves. Because I know, how highly Kawhi Leonard and they talk about Doc Rivers. They speak really highly of him. I would be shocked if the Clippers front office fired Doc Rivers after this year. I just don't see that happening. They're interviewing. They have so much defense on one team. They do. Their defense is really loaded. They're one of the best defensive teams on the perimeter in the league. I would say they're probably the best, but the Nuggets have responded with a lot of huge threes. And, great point there, Kanai, for sure. So, Denver just lost the ball, so it's Clippers basketball. Patrick Beverley will take it up for the Clippers. The Clippers are just shooting 41%. George misses the three. This is not Doc Rivers' fault. They're getting the looks they want. They're just not knocking them down. Michael Porter misses the three, and Denver is. They're making their open shots. That's pretty much the difference from what I've seen. So, I don't know. George drives, layup is no good. Porter tips it to Murray, and they get the rebound there. And Murray is fouled by Beverley there. I thought for a second Beverley was going to argue that call. That would have been kind of funny. Just got a new viewer. Thank you for coming into the live stream. I kind of decided to do this last minute. I was available to do it, so, why not? Murray, fade away, mid-range, hits front iron, and Beverley gets the rebound. And tries to make something happen. Instead, it'll be Harrell to Leonard. Leonard guarded by Plumlee. A fadeaway, got separation. He missed the shot, and the struggles continue for Kawhi Leonard. He has really been struggling in the most important game of the season for the Clippers. And Jamal Murray has not struggled. They'll swing it over. Down low to Plumlee. Ball goes out of bounds. It is Clippers basketball. Plumlee does not like the call. And Jokic is only watching right now. Gained another viewer that just checked in. Thank you for tuning in. JaMychal Green drives, and he tried to throw it down, but the ball sailed high in the air. He missed it. Luckily, George was there to get it. That would have been a nasty dunk from JaMychal Green. And George throws it away. Bro, former players even think Doc Rivers is overrated. Who? I mean, unless it's, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. He always has talent but ends up losing. I don't know how long he coached the Celtics. I don't know, because they never got the opportunity to be coached by him. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Murray fades away with 2 on the shot clock and puts it in. What a shot from Jamal Murray. He's been huge for Denver. 84-74. He's got 30 points. And Porter gets the rebound. No, it's players that have been coached by him. I want to hear a guy like Kevin Garnett or like a really good player come out and say that Doc Rivers is overrated, and then we'll talk. Porter missed the shot, and well, so Jason, I get what you're trying to say. It's Lee. What's up, Jake? The Clippers are just forever going to be the shadow of Los Angeles. They've had a good team multiple times. Jason, if I just based off what you're saying, you're saying that Doc Rivers is overrated because a couple players said he was overrated that were coached by him. I mean, there's obviously, you can't say that even as like you playing football, hasn't been a coach that other players really liked and you didn't like. I mean, that's obviously what. I just think that that's the case here, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Meanwhile, Denver goes up 86-74. And Lou Will on the drive, and he missed the layup. Oh my gosh. Lou Will him and the basket don't really have a great relationship right now. As Murray will try a 3, and he knocks it down. My goodness. Jamal Murray, not Kawhi Leonard. Jamal Murray is unconscious right now. 89-74. Timeout, Clippers. Wow, what a shot there. The shadow of the Lakers. Dang, so having Tracy McGrady and getting first rounded is a great coach. Okay. So, like, for instance, Mike D'Antoni. Yeah, he's been to a Western Conference Finals, but he's had James Harden. Having prime CP3, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan and losing is a great coach. Okay, I mean, hey, that's fine. But, like, I'm not understanding of what specifically he's done that makes him overrated. Like, if there situations in a late game where he didn't drop the right play, because you're talking about that. Chris Paul and Blake Griffin were constantly hurt. Yeah, he doesn't play the game for them. Yeah, I mean, in the NBA, the coach usually gets the. I mean, I think it's much more important for the NFL, for instance. But, I mean, for the teams he's had and to only get 1 ring. that's more than a lot of other coaches. Is Rick Carlisle an overrated coach and he got 1 ring? He's not overrated, is he? I don't know exactly what years he coached the Celtics and the Clippers, but I don't know. I think like it. Okay, if your like, what's your standard of overrated? Like, what do you think? Do you still think he's like a top 5 coach? Like, what? Why do you? What is it that makes him overrated? And like, what do you? What are people saying that makes you think? What are they saying? He's overrated. He hasn't had the talent like Doc though. Yeah, that's true. But like, what is it that like makes you mad that people are saying that about him? It's like, yeah, no, he's overrated. Man, Jason just calls everyone overrated other than Ben Simmons. Uh, yeah. I mean, again, it's you're. I don't. Jason, it just sounds like you're basing your opinion off what a couple people have said. I don't think, unless you've watched something happen where you thought that what Doc Rivers was doing was wrong. I mean, I don't think there's ever been an instance where I've like said, "What is Doc Rivers thinking?" You know. And how far did he get first rounded? So he didn't play though. Simmons didn't play this year. But hey, I mean, you're entitled to that opinion. That's fine. But I'm just trying to figure out why exactly you think he's overrated. Is it because of his coaching style? Like, what exactly about him? Is it? Well, I mean, the Clippers have the superior team right now. Yeah, and so is Frank Vogel a better coach than Doc Rivers? Because by that logic, Frank Vogel's made it farther, so he's a better coach than Doc Rivers. Meanwhile, Kawhi Leonard has the ball down 15 with 8:30 to go. They'll swing it over to George, and JaMychal Green is fouled. No reason, he just thinks that, lol. He thinks because the team he has is good and they aren't winning. He's not a good coach, that's the argument. Okay, I mean, they are not winning. That is definitely true. But again, like I said, it is not Doc Rivers' fault. For Kawhi Leonard, for instance, he's shooting 6 of 19. Paul George is shooting 4 of 12. They're running the right plays. I'm watching this entire game. The Clippers are getting open looks. They are just missing. Lou Will has missed so many open shots this game. He's been terrible this series. He hasn't even made out of 10 shots. Like, he's shooting under 100. He's shooting 0.77 from 3. So I don't think that's on Doc Rivers. The Clippers are getting the right shots. As Beverly gets the steal and Lou Will drives back to George for 3, and George in and out. Again, another wide open shot there. The Clippers are just not hitting. This is not Doc Rivers. It's the fact that the Clippers are not hitting their shots. Paul George struggled against Dallas. He's been okay, but this game, there's been no one that's been huge. As Beverly gets the block, and Porter Jr. gets the rebound to fight for the save as Leonard takes it away. Leonard Eurostep and no foul called. Wow, I cannot believe that the refs did not call a foul there on the layup there by Kawhi Leonard. So, yeah, I think that's honestly would be a huge disappointment for the Clippers if they lose this game, but we're not going to put all the blame on Doc Rivers. I mean, I'm watching it with my own eyes. They're not hitting open shots. Lou Will's been struggling. I've said it multiple times, but I'm just saying there's not many coaches I would take over Doc Rivers right now. So, I wonder, like Jason. So where exactly would you rank Doc Rivers amongst coaches in the NBA? I know that's a hard thing to rank. It's hard to rank coaches because coaches have different situations. Um, so when are we gonna admit that Paul George isn't a superstar player? Um, yeah, I mean he is a superstar regular season player. He is not a superstar postseason player. He's had good postseason games, but I don't know how he's been playing this series, but he's disappointing. I mean, he's been okay. He's had a couple. I think he had one, like, I think it was like 34, 32. I think he's a good coach when the pressure's on. I don't know if he could push him over the hump. Okay, yeah, that's, Jason, that's fair. I can get with that. As long as you can admit he's a good coach, then I can get with what you're saying. Yeah, no, I think the problem with Paul George is it just doesn't look like he has much confidence. That was what I was trying to say the whole time. Okay, all right, for sure. All right. Yeah, Paul George has definitely been struggling, and he's definitely not a superstar player. I think he's uh, an all-star. I think you could put him as like on the brink of an all-star player right now. But he's definitely not a superstar. He's Kawhi Leonard wanted to team up with Paul George, and they really did not play together a lot during the regular season. But I think the internet memeing him multiple times has played an effect. He even turned off comments on posts because of it. Yeah, I think it did get to him, and I kind of felt bad. But at the same time, like, I know, I get it. Like, I understand what he must have been. It must have been really difficult knowing that, you're supposed to be the second best player on a team and you're struggling and you're getting a lot of hate because of it's going to be tough, but he hasn't stepped up this game, but neither has Kawhi Leonard. So we kind of have to hold them to both. We have to hold them both to that, uh, hold them accountable for it. But Kawhi Leonard has been way more consistent than Paul George. Clay is better than PG 1,000%. I mean, yeah, I would agree with that. If I was taking a team right now, I'd take Klay Thompson over PG. As Jokic missed a layup, another fight for the rebound. The Nuggets get the ball back. I'm really hoping Klay goes off, man, when he comes back. I really like Klay Thompson, and you guys know how much I like Paul George too. Donovan Mitchell is past Paul George for me as far as personal favorite players, but I still really like Paul George, but I can't say that he's been great in the playoffs. With 7 minutes to go, Jokic has to put up an insane shot. He airballed it, and the Clippers control the rebound. 6:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Denver up by 13. Miami in 6 against Boston. Hey, Morris will try a 3, and that is no good. Jason, I gotta say, man, that was a good prediction on your part, man, for predicting the Heat to get, I don't know if you predicted them in the Eastern Conference Finals, but you definitely had high praise for them, and the Heat have just been outstanding. I think they've been the best team in the playoffs thus far. They dominated the Pacers. They basically dominated Milwaukee, and they got a narrow win. They've been able to close it out when they need to, whether it's been Jimmy Butler or Tyler Herro or Bam Adebayo. Miami looks like a really good team. That's a good prediction. That was a good prediction on your part, Jason. Jokic has to put up another fading 3, and that's no good. Denver's had a couple possessions where they've had some bad shots. Meanwhile, JaMychal Green in the corner is no good. Grant gets the rebound. Stop. They're playing amazing, but but the Celtics are nice. I think that series could go to 7. I actually had Miami winning that series. I have so, but I'm not going to count out the Celtics as Gary Harris put in the layup, and was it an and one? Again, I don't have volume, so they put 2 points on the scoreboard, but now they took it back. So Boston is my East team though, so I'll never go against them. We'll see how nice they are. Yeah, I mean it could go either way. It definitely can go either way between the Celtics and the Heat. I'm excited for that series. We got a good taste of it tonight as Murray missed the 3. Really exciting game. Don't matter, Lakers in 4. Yeah, as George has it down low, guarded by Murray. Trying to find a man, and it's taken away by Harris. George with the turnover. Euro step is good! With the contact, no foul called, but Gary Harris coming up huge for Denver. He has 14 points. Beverly to Leonard. 5 minutes to go. The Clippers have to go now if they're going to make a comeback. Shot is no good, but JaMychal Green on the follow-up with the slam dunk, 91-78. I will get to your guys' comments in just a second, but Denver has it right now with 4:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Murray behind the back to Jokic. Floater is good. Nikola Jokic. He can do it all. Arguably the best center in basketball. That's a debate for another time as Leonard tries a 3. No good. Beverly with the rebounds. Patrick Beverly has probably been the best player on the court right now for the Clippers. George completely missed the 3. Hit the side of the backboard. And Doc Rivers is calling timeout. He's trying to encourage his teammates, or it's not his teammates, his players to step it up. Steve Ballmer, the owner, is in shock right now. We head to the commercial break. It's a 93-78 lead. Man, Kawhi Leonard is not buying a basket right now, and Paul George completely missed. And I'm serious. I think Patrick Beverly has been the best player for the Clippers in this game. And that's saying something, given the talent the Clippers have. Okay. Denver in 7. Against the Lakers, if they win. That's interesting. Not if something were to happen to LeBron or AD. Yeah, that I totally agree with that, Kanai. Jake says, whoa, chill. Imagine putting that negative energy out. Oh, I didn't even see the emoji from Kanai. Yeah, let's not... I don't care how much you don't like the Lakers. Let's not... I would never root for an injury on any player. At Jason. You're good, bro. You're good, Jason. Just had to put that out there. I know you said that you regretted it, so you're fine. Clippers are shooting 8 of 37 in the second half. I mean, I don't care what coach you have. You could have Phil Jackson, and that's not saving any. That's not helping you out. Kings in 4. J.K. Dooman, Nuggets versus Heat in the finals. Interesting. As a shot just went in, I'm not doing my job right now. I did not see who made the basket. 3:40 to go in the fourth quarter. 93-80 is the score for the Nuggets, trying to close it out and pull off the shocker on the Clippers. The shocking upset. 5 on the shot clock. Jokic to Murray. Floater. No good. Grant with the offensive rebound, and that's got to... Doc Rivers is upset that they didn't get that rebound. Jokic down low to Grant in the post. The shot is called off, and they're going to call a foul. Do you guys know Nuggets will best the Lakers in 5? Jokic too nice for AD. Okay. Hey, that's your opinion, man. I'm not going to argue it. Jokic with three on the shot clock, and he's fouled by George. 3:02 to go, exactly 93 to 80. The Nuggets lead. Dominant Jokic to too nice for AD to dominate. Is that what you're trying to? Hey, you never know. I obviously have the Lakers winning it, but you never know. Jokic at the line, he knocks down the first one. Hey, I mean, no one was going to predict that the Nuggets would be here in 7 games against the Lakers, and yet or against the Clippers, and yet here they are as Jokic goes 2 for 2 at the line, up 15. They have a chance to beat the Clippers, arguably the best team in the NBA by some people, as Montrezl Harrell gets the ball knocked out. As Beverly will inbound it. They'll get it to Harrell. Harrell trying to bully Jokic. George in the corner, no good. And Jokic with the rebound, another miss for the Clippers. 22 rebounds for Nikola Jokic. And the Nuggets will definitely be taking their time. 2:30 to go. 5 on the shot clock. They'll get it to Murray. Murray guarded by Leonard. A quick 3. Oh my! What a shot there from Jamal Murray! And he might have just iced the game right there. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Jamal Murray. And now the steal and the score. Jeremy Grant on the other end. And it's a 20-point lead for the Nuggets. Oh my goodness, what a collapse from the LA Clippers. 2:10 to go, the Nuggets are fired up. I can't believe it. I just got a text from my Warriors fan, I just got a text from Jordan. Clippers blew a 3-1 lead. I'm sure you're happy to say that with the Warriors. Okay, we just got a lot of comments. Okay. So, Jason says Bagley is better than Giannis. Fox is better than Westbrook. You're a Kings fan, so of course you're going to say that. LeBron will be playing through injury next series. Murray will hurt LBJ's old ankles. All right, come on, bro. Come on, I will not allow LeBron slander in this comments. I will not allow it. I don't know about that one. Question mark in 5 though. Maybe a sweep. MPJ will ice LA. So I see which team you like, my friend. JK Dooman. You just lying out. Ain't no way you believe these lies. Hey, that is a bold statement. We'll revisit that after that Lakers-Nuggets series, because the Denver Nuggets, with 2 minutes to go, they're going to make it to the Western Conference Finals. I just saw a tweet saying PG is broken. He is broken. He cannot make a basket as Harrell puts in the layup. Bull. Hey, the Nuggets have a lot of depth. I'm not going to count them out. So you just can't say that they're going to sweep the Lakers. That series at the is definitely going to go 7 or 6. They're not going to sweep the Lakers. Bull don't play. Yeah, for real. Bull does not play. So he only played in the regular season because he needed some, they just gave him some minutes. But Bull is not in the rotation. So I guess maybe you're not a Nuggets fan if you're saying that. Nah, if not, Heat will win it all. Bull hasn't done anything since the start of the bubble. He had a couple good games, but yeah, he's not in the rotation. I'm sorry, Dooman. It's just not a secret weapon. There you go. There you go. You redeemed yourself. Jason says Michael Porter Jr. is not good. He's a great role player. He's a great role player. He's not a starter by any means, but I think he would be. I would take him as any day of the week as putting him on the bench for my team. As Jamal Murray will head to the line with 1:42 to go in the fourth quarter. JK, I'm okay. All right, bro. Hey, I like the W. I like the profile picture, man. The profile picture is a W. I appreciate you guys coming into the live stream and commenting. It makes the broadcast for me a little more interesting, as it is now 102 to 82. George trying to make something happen. Step back three, no good. Another missed shot. And honestly, George is 4-15. He's broken. He can't buy a shot. Ball goes out of bounds. 1:24 to go. And for the Nuggets, they were down 3-1 to Utah. The Jazz were on fire. They looked like they were going to win the series. The Nuggets stormed back to beat Utah. The Clippers dominated games up. They had a 3-1 lead, and then Denver slowly came back. And I don't know if there's been a team that's come back 3-1 in multiple series. In back-to-back series, as Harrell flushes it, making it 102-84, but this is just garbage time minutes at this point. Kawhi Leonard looks shocked, to say the least. Patrick Beverley talking a lot of smack. That whole Clippers team, they got past the Mavericks in 6, but they could not beat the Nuggets. I'm honestly cannot believe this is happening. I can't. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Clippers because of what happened with that series against Dallas. But they got a great team. I like Kawhi Leonard. I like PG, but that's about all the players I really like. I like Lou Will too, but with 30 seconds left, Jokic having it, he's just going to kind of dribble it out. This was honestly a shocking ending. In a really upsetting way, this Clippers team, they put this team together. They brought in Kawhi Leonard. They brought in Paul George. They signed role players to try to put together a championship team. And they failed to do that. They failed to do that. And I'm a little surprised that Jokic and Murray are still in, because Murray just took a big hit from Beverley. And Murray will go to the line. I feel like they should have subbed him out already. But with 26 seconds to go, they're just going to stay in. Murray's going to pad those stats. And the look of disappointment with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. The Clippers are 0-8, have an 0-8 record with a chance to clinch a conference finals appearance in franchise history. And I honestly think they're just in disbelief. Absolute disbelief that they couldn't get it done. Lou Williams for 3, and he drilled it. Murray now has 40 points. But congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. They made it. They made it to the Western Conference Finals. You know, they had a great regular season, but people really didn't think that they were going to, you know, get this far. But here we are, and that will do it. The Denver Nuggets beat the LA Clippers 104-89 and advance to the Western Conference Finals to take on the LA Lakers. They are the first team in NBA history to overcome back-to-back 3-1 deficits. What a special story that is developing for Denver right now. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the live stream. I had fun chatting with you guys as I called the game here tonight. Denver is in the Western Conference Finals. I can't believe it. So, a disappointing ending for the Clippers. And yeah, that will do it. I will have more broadcasts in the future. I'll have some NFL stuff as well, so stay tuned. And yeah, that'll be it. Good night, everyone.